Older men, massage this spot for 1 minute to restore potency, or Dr. Charlotte Hayes' motivation speech. What if I told you that 1 quiet minute a day could remind your body how strong it still is? Think about it for a second. When did we start believing that getting older means giving things up? Energy, confidence, potency. That belief didn't come from your body. It came from repetition, from stress, from stories told so often they started to sound like facts. And today, we challenge that story. Your body is not broken. It is adaptive. It responds to attention, to movement, to care, blood flow, nerve signals, muscle tone. These are not abstract ideas from a textbook. They are living systems responding right now to how you breathe, how you stand, how you treat yourself. There's a small area many men ignore, a center of balance and circulation at the base of the body. When gently stimulated with awareness, not force, not pressure, just intention, it reminds the nervous system to wake up, to communicate, to reconnect. 1 minute, not magic, not a miracle, just biology meeting consistency. In books like Younger Next Year, we're reminded that aging is not decline, it's negotiation. You move, your body answers. You ignore it, it goes quiet. That 1 minute isn't about chasing youth, it's about signaling respect. It's saying, I'm still here, pay attention. But let's be clear, this isn't only about a spot or a technique. Potency lives in the whole system. Chronic stress tightens muscles and narrows blood vessels. Poor sleep dulls hormones. Sitting all day teaches the body to forget its strength. When you breathe deeply, walk daily, and reduce tension, you don't just feel better, you function better. Confidence follows action. When you take responsibility for your health, even in small ways, your posture changes, your voice changes, your presence changes, and the body responds to that leadership. 1 minute becomes a ritual, a reminder, a reset, not because it guarantees anything, but because it keeps you engaged with your own vitality. And engagement is the opposite of decline. So ask yourself this: if your body is always listening, what message are you sending today? Small daily habits shape the direction of your health far more than dramatic efforts ever will. Most men wait for a wake-up call, a diagnosis, or a sudden loss before they act. But the body doesn't change suddenly. It responds quietly, day by day, to what you repeatedly do or repeatedly ignore. Think about how habits actually work. The body learns through repetition. Muscles strengthen because they are used. Nerves become more responsive because they are stimulated. Circulation improves because movement demands it. One small action, done consistently, sends a clear message to the body: stay active, stay responsive, stay alive. A single minute may sound insignificant, but it's not the length that matters, it's the signal. That minute tells your nervous system to pay attention. It interrupts long hours of sitting, stress, and distraction. It brings awareness back into the body, and awareness is where change begins. When you show up for yourself every day, even briefly, your body begins to trust that signal. In books like Atomic Habits, the message is clear. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Big promises fade. Simple routines stay. A short daily practice doesn't rely on motivation. It relies on identity. You become the kind of man who takes care of his body, not someday, but today. Small habits also reduce resistance. A full workout might feel overwhelming. A complete lifestyle overhaul feels impossible. But 1 minute feels doable. And when something feels doable, it gets done. Over time, 1 minute often turns into 5. 5 turns into movement. Movement turns into confidence. Confidence turns into momentum. The body responds faster than most people realize. Improved circulation, reduced tension, better posture, deeper breathing. These changes begin quietly. You might notice better sleep first, then more energy in the morning, then a sharper sense of presence. These are not coincidences. They are feedback signals telling you the system is waking up. Daily habits also rebuild trust between the mind and the body. Many men feel betrayed by aging, as if their body stopped cooperating. In reality, the communication just weakened. Small daily actions reopen that line of communication. They say, I'm listening again. And the body responds to being listened to. Consistency beats intensity every time. A man who shows up gently every day will outpace the man who pushes hard once a month. Aging doesn't punish effort, it rewards rhythm. When you respect rhythm, the body maintains function longer than you expect. So don't underestimate the power of small habits. They don't shout, they whisper. But over time, those whispers become strength, stability, and restored confidence. 1 minute today is not about fixing everything. It's about choosing direction. And direction, repeated daily, changes everything. Gentle self-care is not weakness and it is not indulgence. It is communication. Your body is constantly sending signals: tightness, fatigue, restlessness, numbness, and most men have been trained to ignore them, to push through, to tough it out. But strength isn't built by ignoring signals. It's built by responding to them intelligently. When you slow down and place your attention on the body, something important happens. Awareness turns the nervous system back on. Touch, when done with calm intention, activates sensory pathways that remind the brain this area matters, that it's alive, that it's connected. This isn't about force or pressure. It's about presence. The body responds far more to calm consistency than aggressive effort. Many men live almost entirely in their heads, planning, worrying, solving problems, while the body becomes something they drag around with them. Gentle self-care brings you back into the physical experience. It reconnects mind and body, which is essential for vitality. When that connection weakens, function weakens. When it strengthens, responsiveness returns. Think about how stress works. Stress tightens muscles, restricts blood flow, and dulls sensitivity. Over time, the body adapts to that tension as if it's normal. Gentle self-care interrupts that pattern. It tells the body it is safe to relax, safe to open, safe to respond again. Relaxation is not the opposite of strength. It is the doorway to it. In books like The Body Keeps the Score, the message is clear: the body remembers what the mind avoids. Stored tension doesn't disappear on its own. It waits. But when you bring gentle attention to the body, especially areas tied to balance and grounding, you begin to release that stored tension without force. The nervous system shifts out of defense mode and back into regulation. Self-care also rebuilds trust. Many men feel disconnected from their bodies because they associate them with frustration or loss. Gentle daily practices replace that narrative with curiosity and respect. Instead of asking, "Why isn't my body doing what it used to?" the question becomes, "What does my body need right now?" That shift alone changes outcomes. Awareness improves coordination, circulation, and responsiveness. When you touch an area with calm focus, blood flow increases naturally. Nerve signaling sharpens, muscles soften and engage more appropriately. These are basic biological responses, not wishful thinking. The body thrives on attention. There is also a psychological effect. Taking time for yourself each day reinforces self-worth. It says, "I matter enough to slow down." That belief affects posture, confidence, and how you carry yourself into the world. Potency, energy, and presence are not isolated functions. They are reflections of how integrated you feel within yourself. Gentle self-care is not about fixing something that's broken. It's about reconnecting with something that's been ignored. And when connection returns, function often follows naturally, quietly, and steadily. Mindset shapes biology more than most people realize. The body listens closely to what the mind repeats. If the dominant message is fear, frustratio, or resignation, the nervous system shifts into protection mode. Blood flow narrows, muscles tighten, hormones flatten. Over time, this state becomes familiar, even normal, not because it's healthy, but because it's repeated. Stress is one of the quietest disruptors of male vitality. It doesn't arrive loudly. It accumulates. Deadlines, financial pressure, unresolved tension, poor sleep. Each one adds a layer. The body was designed to handle short bursts of stress, not constant low-level pressure. When stress becomes chronic, the system never fully resets. Recovery weakens. Responsiveness fades. This is where mindset matters. When you believe your body is failing you, stress increases. When you believe your body can adapt, stress decreases. That shift alone changes how the nervous system behaves. Optimism is not denial. It's a signal of safety, and safety allows the body to function properly. Movement is one of the fastest ways to reduce stress and restore balance. Not extreme exercise, not punishment, just regular, intentional movement. walking, stretching, changing posture, breathing deeply while you move. These actions tell the body it is not trapped. They stimulate circulation, improve hormone signaling, and clear tension stored in muscles. The body was built to move often, not intensely once in a while. When movement becomes daily, the system stays awake. Joints stay lubricated. Muscles stay responsive. Blood vessels stay flexible. This directly supports vitality because circulation is not optional, it is foundational. Stress reduction is not about eliminating problems. It's about changing how the body processes them. Slow breathing, relaxed posture, steady movement, these cues tell the nervous system there is no immediate threat. When the threat response quiets, energy returns to growth, repair, and function. In books like Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers, we're reminded that animals recover quickly from stress because they return to movement and rest. Humans often stay mentally stressed long after the event ends. The body doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a replayed one. It reacts the same. Changing mindset breaks that loop. Confidence grows from capability. When you move daily and manage stress intentionally, you feel more capable. That sense of capability changes how you stand, speak, and engage with others. The body mirrors that confidence with stronger signals and better coordination. Mindset, stress reduction, and movement are not separate tools. They reinforce each other. Movement improves mood. Improved mood reduces stress. Reduced stress sharpens mindset. Together, they create an environment where vitality can return naturally. This is not about forcing results. It's about removing obstacles. When stress eases and movement increases, the body often does the rest on its own. You don't command it, you support it. And support, given consistently, allows strength and responsiveness to reemerge without strain. Consistency is the quiet force that outlasts motivation, outperforms intensity, and outshines quick fixes every single time. Most men don't fail because they lack effort. They fail because their effort is scattered, emotional, and short-lived. They try something new with hope, abandon it with frustration, and repeat the cycle. The body doesn't respond to bursts of attention. It responds to patterns. Self-respect is built through what you do repeatedly, not what you promise yourself. When you commit to a small daily action and follow through, you reinforce trust within yourself. That trust matters. The nervous system relaxes when it senses reliability. The body opens when it feels safe. Consistency creates that safety. Quick fixes appeal to impatience. They promise speed without responsibility. But the body has no shortcut for adaptation. It needs time, rhythm, and repetition. When you chase fast results, you send mixed signals. Urgency one day, neglect the next. The body responds by staying guarded. When you move steadily instead, the system settles into cooperation. Respecting your body means listening instead of fighting it. It means choosing sustainable actions over dramatic ones. A man who honors his limits while gently expanding them will go further than a man who constantly overrides warning signs. Pain, fatigue, and tension are not enemies, they are information. Consistency allows you to respond intelligently instead of react emotionally. In books like The Compound Effect, the lesson is simple but powerful. Small actions repeated daily create massive change over time. The body operates the same way. You don't notice progress at first. That's where most people quit. But underneath the surface, systems are adjusting. Circulation improves, coordination sharpens, confidence stabilizes. The change is real before it is visible. Self-respect also changes how you carry yourself. When you keep promises to your body, posture improves naturally. Breathing deepens. Movement becomes smoother. These subtle shifts influence how others perceive you and, more importantly, how you perceive yourself. Potency, presence, and vitality are not isolated traits. They are expressions of internal alignment. Consistency removes pressure. You stop asking, "Is this working yet?" and start asking, "Am I showing up today?" That shift reduces stress and restores patience. The body thrives in that environment. Healing and adaptation are not rushed processes. They unfold when interference stops. This is not about perfection. Missing a day doesn't undo progress. Quitting does. Self-respect is not rigid, it's resilient. You return without guilt. You continue without drama. That calm persistence is what the body responds to most. When you stop chasing quick fixes and start honoring consistency, something changes. You feel grounded, capable, in control, not because everything is perfect, but because your actions align with your values. And that alignment sends the strongest signal of all to the body: we are moving forward steadily, with respect.